John Cena stood in that ring and said something WWE has genuinely never done before in its entire history. A championship where you can lose your match and still walk away holding the belt. Welcome back to WWE Galaxy, I'm Nova. Cena retired back in December. Everybody assumed that was basically the last big thing we'd hear from him inside WWE. Turns out he had one more idea left, and it's actually bigger than I expected once I looked into the details. Backlash 2026, Tampa, May. Cena comes out and says he's got something that's going to shock everybody. And to be fair, calling it a shock might be a stretch, but what he actually revealed is genuinely different from anything WWE's tried before. He's calling it the John Cena Classic, a full event built entirely around main roster stars going head-to-head against ex-talent. Here's the part that actually got my attention. There's a brand new championship attached to this, and for the first time in company history, the fans vote to decide who wins it. Cena said it himself, standing right there. Every participant qualifies to be voted for, which means somebody could lose every match they're in and still walk away as champion if the audience connects with them enough. That's not how wrestling titles have ever worked. Ever. And it's not just the voting that's different. Cena's described this as a league format rather than straight elimination, meaning each competitor gets at least 5 matches before anything gets decided. That's a real structural choice, and it matters because single elimination means one bad night and you're done telling your story. 5 matches means an underdog can lose early and still climb back into it, can lose a big one and still have room to make people care about the comeback. Cena's compared the whole thing to the Arnold Classic, the bodybuilding event where Schwarzenegger was the face of it in the beginning, but the whole thing kept growing well past just being about him specifically. That's clearly the model here. His name's on it, sure, but the actual goal seems to be building something that keeps running and keeps discovering new stars long after Cena himself steps back from being the center of it. And here's what makes me actually believe in this instead of writing it off as just a nice gesture. Cena's final match back in December wasn't just his own retirement moment. It doubled as a showcase for a handful of NXT names nobody outside hardcore fans really knew yet. Sol Ruca, Oba Femi, Javon Evans, Leon Slater. All 4 of them got put in front of a massive audience that night specifically because Cena wanted his last big show to also be their first big one. Look at where Oba Femi is right now. King of the Ring winner, the guy who ended Brock Lesnar's career at WrestleMania, heading into a Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam that's being treated as one of the biggest things on the card. That's not a coincidence. That's a direct line from the platform Cena gave him in December to where he's standing right now. If the John Cena Classic does even a fraction of that for the names competing in it, this isn't just a nice retirement project. It's actually going to matter. Alright, if you're into stuff like this, the kind of story that's actually building towards something instead of just drama for its own sake, hitting like and subscribing genuinely helps this channel keep covering it. Let's get into what's still unclear. So here's where things stand as of right now. No official date, no venue. PW Insider reported back in early June that it's looking more like later this year rather than anytime soon, possibly lining up with December, which would put it right around the 1-year anniversary of Cena's actual retirement match. There's also word that Netflix has shown real interest in broadcasting it, which would make sense given they already handle some WWE premium live events in certain regions. Cena himself has said he wants to personally travel to Raw, SmackDown, and X to invite each competitor himself, which tells you he's not treating this as a one-off favor to the company. He's actually planning to be hands-on with it, at least early on. And of course, whenever Cena does an interview about any of this, somebody eventually asks if he'll ever step back in the ring himself. He didn't fully close the door on it, which, knowing wrestling, means people are going to speculate about it constantly regardless of what he actually meant. He did say it would take an amount of money that would be financial suicide for anyone to actually offer, which is about as close to a firm no as you're going to get from a guy who clearly doesn't like saying the word never. So what do you think this actually becomes? A genuine changer for how new stars break out, or a nice one-off that fades after a single event? And does the fan-voted title concept work, or does it open the door to some messy voting drama down the line? Tell me your take in the comments. Like the video if this got you interested in something outside the usual chaos, subscribe if you're new, and I'll keep you posted the second an actual date gets confirmed. I'm Nova, WWE Galaxy. See you in the next one.